All right, bet. All right, we're recording. All right, man. Skirt up.
Hunky.
All right, bro. Um, Welcome everyone to the podcast. Hashtag talk to me. We here with the one and only Jamari, 410 Mari, one take Mari, actually several take Mari because there's no way that was one take. Yeah, man. How you feeling?
Oh no, I'm feeling good. Just finished my classes for today. I had my music class and then my recitation for calc. I had like an academic foundations class, and so just chilling right now. It's about 2 o'clock, so pretty much my day, just classes in the beginning in the morning. Wake up pretty early, like around 7:38. Classes, then the rest of the day is just to do work, hit the gym, do whatever. So yeah,
Hit the
just feeling pretty
gym.
good.
That's what's up, dog. That's
Yes,
good to
sir.
hear.
Yes,
How
sir.
you feeling? Like how you enjoying it? By the way,
Oh
guys, he
man,
goes to Pitt. He goes to Pitt, by the way. That's why I got the Pitt
University
background.
of Pittsburgh. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's great over here. Just very exciting. New environment, new atmosphere. It's just like a new chapter in my life. So it's been really great so far. I've adjusted well. I have a good group of friends. My roommates are chill. No fights or anything. We all vibe together pretty well. All the people I met here are chill, down to earth. So just having a good time. But always keeping school first and stuff like that. But enjoying your time as well here. So
My
yeah.
boy said school first for his mom.
School first. You feel me? School
Of
first.
course. Of course. So, how do you take this experience? Obviously, you're in university. Not many people are able to go to school right now. How do you take
Yeah.
this opportunity and like actually make something of it instead of, just kind of sitting around? What have you been doing?
Like so when we first came here, we were supposed to be in like these things called pods. So it's like only like probably like 4 to 8 people. There was like a pod that you're supposed to be in for the first week. So we just try to make do with what we had. And then after that first week, we were allowed to like socialize with more people. So I just think, making connections, like as many connections as you can make, because obviously with COVID, like you are restricted. You have to wear a mask, you have to socially distance sometimes. Yeah, but just making as many connections as you can, networking yourself, just like socializing. Like obviously if we weren't in like these times that we're in right now, COVID and the virus and all that, I feel like things would be like a lot more different, like in terms of like socializing and networking and going out. But we've been just having fun anyways. Usually a lot of things that we do are kind of inside, but we have been able to go out. And I'm not from around here. I'm not from Pittsburgh, so we've been exploring the city. Took some pictures, so it's been we've had fun. We've made do with what we had, but obviously there's restrictions. So like all the upperclassmen are telling us, like it gets a lot different than what it is right now. Like if there
Mm.
wasn't COVID, it would be like a lot more lively. But I'm excited to see what it's like when it's not like all the virus and whatever. But we've been making do with what we have, still having fun, still socializing, just getting out as much as we can, obviously. So
That's what's up.
yeah,
That's what's up. Because I mean, like, I feel like that's probably the biggest thing of college. Like, the biggest part of college is, of course, school, and then you
yeah,
get your social network and meeting new people from all around the United States or even the world at some cases, which is crazy. But
yeah,
all right, so this is the main question of the thing. So right, the whole podcast, kind of the idea behind it. This is the first episode, obviously, but the whole idea behind it is to talk to people beyond like the surface level stuff. I think you and I complain
yeah,
about it a lot. Either it's talking to girls or just anyone in general. You can't really have any type of in-depth conversation because people are so stuck to their phones, and you know what I mean.
yeah.
So
I
the
feel
whole
that.
point of it is to have conversations, and this is like I guess the mission statement: have conversations beyond what's your favorite color, or like how's the weather, or something like that. Something that's not generic. So I'm gonna dive right into it with the first question. It's the first question is beyond the name, right? So who is Jamari? Who is 410 Mari? Who is One Take Mari? Who is Jamari Williams from all
Uh,
from the slums, bro? Who is who is Jamari, bro? Who is it?
no, I really don't get that question a lot. I feel like that's a really good question, but like, so, that's a really good question. So, like, who do I think I am, or like, what do I think I'm perceived as? But I would say I'm really hardworking. I'm still getting there. Obviously, my work ethic has to get better. You know, my work mentality has to get better. But I would say I'm hardworking. When I know something has to get done, I will get it done. You know, I'm always open to new stuff, trying new things. And when I do want to try new things, and when I think I'm like decent at something, and I want to get better, and I feel like there's ways for me to get better, and there is potential for me to get better, and I'm just gonna go after it. I'm gonna go for it. Have that kind of go-getter mentality. My parents usually say that a lot. Like I'm a hustler, pretty much. Like if you know what that means, then you know what that means. I'm a hustler. I just try to do things, just get it done. Like whatever I need to get done, I'll get it done. Whatever I need, like to get money or just to excel myself in life, then I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go after it. But yeah, so I'm from New York City. Obviously it's like a inner city. I wouldn't say I'm from like a terribly bad area, but there is some bad parts of New York City. I was blessed that I have a stable family, two hardworking, very, very, very hardworking parents. And I think I took a lot of that from them, that whole hardworking mentality. Like you have to make it do like for yourself. You have to find out ways to just, I don't know, like just like
And
you
I,
have to
I
get
think
it for you
everyone
have
knows what
to
you're talking about too, for sure.
yeah, you have to just like it's like a difference between wanting something and then going after it. And I think that's
Exactly.
something that my parents like tell me all the time. Like you have all these dreams, you have all these goals, but what are you going to do to get to these goals? What are you going to do to achieve these goals? And I think they've both done a very good job of that, especially my mom, who has always been complimented on her like organizing skills, organization, how she presents stuff, and she turned that into a business for herself. She's doing very well. I'm very proud of her. And then my dad, who's just this man works very, very, very hard. Probably one of the hardest working people I know. He's just advancing and advancing in his career and his area of work. And I think feel like that's just something that I always want to take into account. Always something that I want to push into my life and the things that I do. Just hardworking. But yeah, the whole 4 Mari thing. So, I do make a little music on the side,
Hey yo, hold
song
up,
slight,
hold up. We can plug it. Hey, one take Mari
song slight.
mixtape out right now, bro. Listen to
One
his
take
music.
more. Apple
Um,
Music, Spotify, everywhere. But yeah,
so
so I was originally Money Mari, and to be completely honest, like it was just pretty much like a joke. Like we just made music for fun, just for giggles and laughs and stuff like that. And then it started to get a little bit more serious. I don't think that I'm like a rapper or anything like that. I just like enjoy artistry. I enjoy any type of artistry, whether it's like art, dancing, music, any form of artistry. I'm very intrigued by. So I think this summer, I just felt like I had the ability to like, actually like rap pretty well in my opinion. So I just thought, why not take this a little bit more seriously? But at the same time, and this is something that I took from Dylan, because like he always tries to have fun in everything he does while still maintaining, that hardworking mentality. But yeah, I just try to have fun with it. But also just taking time to like work on my craft, just work on like my actual like rapping ability and making songs that other people will like.
mhm.
And that was the whole 410 Mari thing. I just felt like it was time for me to like new name, new vibes. I say that like a lot now. Like it's throughout the album. You hear it in
Yeah,
like almost each song pretty much. But yeah, that's literally it's just new name, new vibes. Like it's just new vibes, new outlook on like my hobby. I like to call it a hobby. It is a hobby, like my rapping hobby.
mhm.
Just new music, Upside Down. That was a really good song. Everyone liked that. Just
For sure. Hey yo, check that one
more
out. Check
energy.
that one out for
Yeah,
sure. That's a
thank you.
great song.
Appreciate it. Just more energy, just like new energy. It's basically like it's me going into the next chapter of my life. That's what 410 Mari is. Like I still have like Maryland, Annapolis, that area part is still a part of me, but like it's like a new me basically, a new
Yeah,
atmosphere, new environment. So just new energy, new name, all that. So I try to put that into my music, and that was into my album. So that's why the name change came like a little bit before, probably like a month or two before I left. And yeah, that's just how that whole name change came about. Pretty much went from Money Mar, and I still got the money or whatever, but I went from Money Mar to 410 Mar. So And then like maturity too, that was a big part. I forgot about the whole maturity thing, but like I just feel like a lot more mature now. Like I've always been considered to be a mature kid, but I feel like these 4 years in high school really changed my outlook on a lot of things and just helped me mature in like a lot of aspects of my life. So yeah,
For sure.
in the
Yeah,
vibes.
that's what's up. Yeah, I don't think anyone has. I mean, obviously our friends are gonna know who Money Mari is, but Money Mari, it's like a whole different person. Money Mari and 410 Mari, it's like a different persona almost when you come into like you said, like a maturity thing. Money Mari is kind of like that, ninth to 10th grade Jamari, and 410 Mari kind of encompasses the exoskeleton of who you've become as a person now, and a way different and more like not like a I wouldn't say more out there person, but you've like elevated who you are as a as Jamari. It's like a different level of consciousness almost. You've become like I mean, I guess like your ideal self. I don't know if that's how you would
Yeah,
describe it,
I
but
would
it's
I would
definitely something
say
where, yeah,
getting
that's something
towards
we
my
talk
ideal
about.
self. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And which is great. And it's great to see. And definitely great, it's great to see as a friend because, um, obviously you and I have been friends for like what, 4 years since like, I guess, eighth grade,
Four,
end
four
of
and a
eighth
half
grade.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. But just seeing you transform from, not like a quiet person, but a kind of quieter person. You kind of stuck to yourself and to this whole different persona, which is it's still encompassing you're still true to your values of being someone that, you're kind of a watcher of a situation. You go to somewhere and you kind of, look to see who you're really going to talk to. You're more of like would you say like a
Observer, pretty much.
exactly an observer of a situation. So you've done that and added your own kind of spice to it, which is great. Like a lot of people come out of high school and they're like quiet all of high school and become quiet their whole lives. So I still have a lot of friends like that too, who were kind of quiet and in childhood and still kind of the same way now. And you've kind of found your own way to put a spin on it and make it work for your social environment, especially
Yeah.
being in college and stuff, which is great. So now this comes on to the next question. And this is kind of banking on your not new persona, but elevated persona. How do you think of yourself? Are you like a positive person? Like, are you always with growth and on the ball? Or are you more of like a negative? Like, what kind of vibes do you give off to people? And what do you think you give off to people?
I have the tendency to be negative sometimes, I will admit. Like I do have like some negative outlooks, but I always try to be positive. I always try to encourage people and encourage myself, honestly, just to just keep going, keep pushing. That's something my parents always tell me too. Just keep being motivated. I try to like push motivation into myself and into other people. Like I always encourage people on their beliefs and what they want to do. Like you and me, like I would say that we really pushed ourselves throughout high school a lot. Like whenever we were feeling down or felt like we couldn't do something, we're like, just keep on going, keep pushing. It's kind of like track mentality too. Like
Yeah,
just keep going, keep pushing, gotta keep going, keep your hands up, keep your head up, stuff like that. So there is time. I think everyone has times when there is like negative outlooks on situations or like contexts in life. But I feel like I do have a positive outlook. Like I do think positively in many situations. I just try to think good thoughts, just try to stay positive, and I think that's helping me here. Obviously, because college can get stressful, college can get hard, all these midterms and tests and exams and stuff like that. Just keep a positive outlook. Keep pushing. Believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and always trust yourself as well. So yeah,
for sure.
probably like
That's
a
what's
more
up.
positive outlook.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
agree with that. I mean, I think that's how a lot of people should be more of, have that positive mindset. Because, sometimes, life isn't always, sunshines and rainbows. Like
yeah,
99% of the time, you're getting punched in the face with something new. So I think
for
it's always
sure.
good to have a positive outlook on everything and just, if negative things happen or come up, you just got to be level headed. I think that's kind of definitely how I see you for sure, level headed and stressful situations.
Yeah, I will have to add on because like I will say like people probably look at me as like chill, laid back, doesn't really care.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably like a persona that people saw me as, oh, this man doesn't care. He's just chilling, he's laid back, doesn't really care about anything. But like it's more of like an inner care. Like you won't really see me like display emotions like extreme emotions like to one side or the other. Like I won't really get too high or up, especially like my outward appearance, but like inside, I just try to keep like a level-headed mind, a calm,
Especially you gotta keep
calm
cool,
mind.
bro.
Yeah, keep my
Gotta
cool and
keep
stuff
cool
like that.
for sure.
But yeah, I try not to get too high or low. Just take the ups with the downs and just gotta ride it out. That's probably my mentality too. But not like careless or lazy. But I'm just like I can't get too focused on one thing because if you get too focused on one thing, you're not focused on another. If you get too high, you get too low, then your emotions are kind of unbalanced. I just like to keep balance, and so everything will just keep on going smoothly. I like to be on like a smooth plane, pretty much. That makes any
Exactly.
sense.
That's what's
So
up. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes perfect sense. And that's another thing to kind of put out to the people out there who are watching this, which is probably gonna be our friends, like, close friends. Um, Definitely that's one thing you gotta be. You gotta be like cool, calm, and collected pretty much all the time. You don't gotta be all up getting too angry, too sad. Like that just messes with your whole vibe and what you're trying to rock with for sure. All right, so this comes on to the next question of hashtag talk to me. Now this one's gonna blow your mind a little bit, dog. So I might need you to
already.
just think of anything, bro. But so if there were no limitations on what you could do, right? Say you're like you ever play Minecraft? Like you can build whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
No limitations. In this world, no limitations. You can do whatever you want. You don't, obey to anyone. You can do whatever you want with all the power you have, all the money you have at your disposal. What would you do? You can do anything. No limitations. Not just one thing. It could be hundreds of things. But what's the most valuable thing to you right now at 18 years old? What do you think you would do with all that resources? Would you make?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would try to make like the perfect like authority. Like if that makes any sense, like the perfect government, pretty much.
Mm,
So like a true perfect government, because I think a lot of times people have their own idea of what a perfect government would look like, but like a true like something that would be compatible for literally every single person, human being on Earth,
mm.
like a perfect government, whether it be like yeah, I don't even know how to describe that, but probably a perfect government. That's probably like my number one biggest thing I would do. Obviously, like things like world hunger, climate change is also really big because
Crazy. That's crazy,
yeah,
man. That's another story.
climate change is, but like perfect government. Because if we had a perfect government, then we could do things like work on the whole climate change and the climate like disaster that's basically going on right now. Try to fix that, world hunger, greed, and the economy and all that stuff. But perfect government is probably on the top of my list. And then if that wouldn't be possible, but you said there's no
No,
limitations,
no
so
limitations. That
a
you threw me
perfect
off with that
government,
one, bro. You threw me off with that one. I did not expect you to
a
say something like
true,
that.
yeah, a true perfect government. But obviously that climate, the whole climate situation right now is pretty bad, so pretty
Mm.
trashy. So definitely that too. But yeah, just something that would everyone would be compatible with, peace, so there would be no problems, no violence or anything like that. And I think if we had a perfect government or a true perfect government, I think it would probably solve 99% of our
Yeah,
problems. But
for sure.
I mean, yeah,
Across the board too, especially with climate change and stuff. Like that's like a governmental issue that
yeah.
cannot
If
be, you know,
we
thwarted.
had the correct leaders in place, then maybe we could have a way to combat that situation, but we don't. So
Yeah, or
yeah,
open-minded people. We don't have
yeah,
open-minded people in government. It's like it's either it's a hoax or they believe it all the way. Like you need to have some type of middle ground where,
middle ground.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it's hard to see, especially being young too. We're 18. We're not even, really able to kind of influence anything besides, voting, of course. And that's new to us now. But like that's one thing that always bothered me, bro. I'm like, bro, like we understand a lot of things, that people that are older like turn a blind eye to almost. Like whether it be climate change or whether it be racism or whether that be anything that's plaguing, the world at this point in time, even the pandemic. wearing a mask or
Yeah.
not wearing a mask. It's a whole slew of things that I think Generation Z and of course the generation above us and generations below us understand, but not many of the older boomers or even underneath them don't understand that fully. Like it's hard for them to grasp the concept of opening your mind to different possibilities, you know?
Yeah, I feel like if everyone could just live in harmony, and that's, kind of far-fetched, like where we are right now, but if obviously we had no limitations or anything would be possible. Living in harmony, perfect government, those are two things that would be at the top of my list, honestly. And I think humans were meant to be argumentative and they were meant to have debates about things like that, but that's where my head's at right now in terms of all the
Sure.
things that are going on, like the pandemic, BLM, climate change, world hunger, stuff like that. So yeah,
For sure. Which is crazy, man. Like 2020 may be obviously the most significant year of our lives, but it's like a significant year for everyone. Like everyone's gonna remember this,
yeah,
Everyone that's cognizant is gonna remember the year that the world stands still for, 6 months, essentially.
pretty much.
It's crazy. Like we went from doing all like it was so weird how
Yeah,
every
like in an
day-to-day
instant,
things.
pretty much.
Exactly. Like the day-to-day things that we normally do just cease to exist that quickly. Like you go to the movies, you're like, oh, you pick up, go to the movies. You go to the gym. You don't have to reserve a spot at the gym, right? You go to the grocery store. You can dap somebody up. You can see someone, give them a hug. You know what I mean? It's a whole different
Yeah,
world we live in. And I'm kind of setting this question up. Do you think there's ever going to be a normal to how we live? Or do you think this is the new normal? Is social distancing the new normal? Are we going to, be wearing masks for the rest of our lives for the next 10 years, 5 years, 30 years? Or do you think that at some point, we're going to move past this and, try to establish kind of the normal that we had, let's say February of this year?
that's a tough question. I haven't really been like over quarantine. I was keeping up with the virus and COVID. Like I was on top of it, but now I have no idea what. I got to be completely honest. I don't know like what the whole vaccine situation is right now, but I think that the normal that has been created now with the virus is probably the normal that we're going to be seeing for the next probably couple of years. I think people are going to be way more cautious and like in terms of just being sick and contracting sicknesses. So I
Mhm.
could see masks being worn by people that are immune compromised or have other underlying conditions. I could see that happening for the next 5 years, probably. People still wearing masks. I don't know about the whole social distancing thing because some people aren't even following that, but I feel like some people will be a lot more cautious than they were before this whole entire thing happened. And a lot of people will be paying attention to how they clean and disinfect stuff like that and just like hygiene and stuff. I think it's all gonna be a lot more looked at and a lot more, apparent and something that people will focus on a lot more, especially after this whole COVID thing. If it, goes away, which I don't think it ever will, but I think there will be ways to combat it, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah. So I think to answer your question, basically, I think the normal that has been created will probably be the normal for probably the next couple of years. And I think people are still going to be doing the things that we're doing right now for like a very long time still. So
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I kind of don't see a way out of it at this point. I
me
think we're too
either.
deep, but I think the younger people, aka us, Generation Z, our generation, people that are of 2020 or of the last, whoever graduating, anyone that's a kid right now is pretty much going to be not doing the social distancing thing. You got sports going on. You got, you don't want to put your life on hold for
Yeah,
5 years. You know what I mean? Like life's not that it's not that much of a it's not constant. You could get sick, you can get a disease, like there's a bunch of stuff that can different variables that can happen to you within the next 5 years or 5 months or days or what I mean, minutes.
yeah,
So it's like with this whole thing, you put everyone's life on hold for 6 months, right? Or it's probably gonna be longer. This fall's coming, winter's coming up. We're probably gonna see another type of spike in it.
spike.
Of course,
Yeah,
we
I
saw
agree.
a big downfall this summer. Surprisingly, which was weird because people were still going out, going to the beaches and stuff. So I'm surprised it kind of went down. But I definitely think this winter, we'll see like a kind of a spike in it, and we may be at the same situation we were last year, and probably quarantining for a lot of 2021, which is crazy to think of. Like you go back, earlier this year, I would have never thought we'd be in a situation we are right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never have thought that I wouldn't be
It
at
was it was
school.
a joke basically. The
Exactly,
whole
exactly.
coronavirus, it was literally a joke. It was literally a
Like
joke.
I was hoping to get off school for 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, 2 weeks of school off, sweet. And then it was like, oh, we got another month. We got another month. School's over. You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
graduation, no prom. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's so weird for kids growing up these days too. One, if you're really young, like I have a brother that's pretty young and a sister. I feel bad for them, bro, because like they can't go to school, so their social skills that they're supposed to be developing right now for the future are not. That's not happening. You know what I mean? The only people I really talk to is like me, my cousins, and our family. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
how do they become? Like, I'm really curious to see who they become and how they interact with people as they grow up, because of this now going to be a year, going on a year for them, where they're not able to talk to, go to people's houses and stuff like that, and create
Could be longer
friendships.
too. Could be
For
like
sure, and it could be
2 years,
even
2 3
longer.
years. Yeah.
He could probably, my brother could probably be 8 by the time as he, sees, hangs out with someone at someone's house again. You know what I mean? So that's crazy to think about, and I definitely
Yeah.
think about that now. Especially that they're young, and like a lot of our younger years we spent, you know, learning new people, learning, like it's even just like being around your friends, you have like a different vibe. When you're around your friends and people that
Yeah.
you actually respect and hang out with, it's like a whole different vibe than just rocking with yourself and hanging out with your family. You know what I mean? It's a whole different vibe around it, and aura. But it's gonna be interesting to see how they end up dealing with that. So it's kind of good to look back on him in a couple years and see how he's doing with that. So this my next question is so of course I'm a fan of not having social media and deleting it
Mm.
every couple months.
Yeah.
Um, how do you feel about social media? How do you feel about Snapchat, and how do you feel about the fact that you can really only talk to a lot of people only want to use Snapchat when they want to communicate? It's not many people like you and I who actually have the ability. I don't think I have the ability to text, but the ability to text people and kind of keep your conversations on that without needing to see someone's face every 10 seconds.
Good question. Social media has always been kind of like to me.
Hmm.
I feel like it's cool. Social media is cool. It's a fun thing to use. It can be very distracting for a lot of people. I know a lot of people that probably are addicted, I guess. I don't know if you can be addicted to social media, probably, but there's probably a lot of people that are addicted, but it's an addictive thing. It like takes a hold of you sometimes. But in terms of me, like to social media, I think it's cool. If I had to pick like a favorite social media app, I'd probably say like Instagram, just because I like posting pictures. I like dressing up. I like fashion and stuff like that. So I like posting my pictures, reposting people's pictures. And it's also easy. It's easier just to see like what's going on in the world, like what's going on around you. And that's like a big part of social media. It's just interacting with people. That's
Hmm.
like social interactions basically, but you're online, I guess. But in terms of like Snapchat, me and you always had this discussion with Snapchat. I feel like it's fast food, basically. Like it's literally fast food. Like it's like we can like take a picture. Like it takes 2 seconds to snap a picture, and then you can be snapping back and forth, but like no conversation is going on. So I feel like
Exactly.
Snapchat's cool. Like if you're just like bored or whatever, or you just need like a fast social interaction. But I feel like texting is a lot more meaningful. Like if I go to text you, I obviously like want to talk to you or whatever, or I need to talk to you about something, or I
Hmm.
need to interact with you about something. And it's going to be a lot longer than me just snapping a picture to you or whatever. But yeah. And with Twitter's another social media app that I use. I just think Twitter is hilarious. I just think it's just something that's just fun, something that's fun. You could just be funny on it, be goofy. And I think sometimes people just need that in their lives. Just something that's like relaxing. I think
Yeah.
sometimes Twitter can get really toxic though. Like for real, like Twitter can be very toxic. But I think for the most part, it's just like a fun app where you can just like make jokes, crack jokes and stuff. And then there's also like the whole news and political side of like social media where you can get your news from and stuff like that. But I think social media is useful. It can also be like non-benefit. I don't know if that's a word, but it can be like a negative thing too if you
Yeah.
like overuse it or don't use it correctly or spend too much time on it. But I think you take your ups and downs and your negatives and positives of social media, but I think overall it's useful. But I feel like if people need to take breaks from it, then you got to take a break. Sometimes it can be addicting. Sometimes I myself get a little bit too addicted to social media, Instagram and Snapchat. So sometimes I have to take a break, delete it or just log off or whatever. But yeah, and I feel like in college, like you kind of need that like fast food interaction, because like you meet someone on the
Hmm.
street, have a
Yeah,
good conversation or whatever. Oh, what's your snap? And then you could probably like talk to them later or find something else to do with them. So like I feel like Snapchat is very useful for certain situations too.
for sure.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like less
that's my
formal
outlook on
too.
it. Yeah,
For sure. It's like it's one of those things. Yeah, you meet somebody. It's like giving like a business card. You know what I mean? Like you
pretty
don't.
much.
Yeah, it's like giving like someone like I guess to older people like your email. Oh, email me. You know what I mean? Like you give someone your number, you're kind of bound to them find some way to text you and annoy you. You know what I mean? Like Snapchat, you can turn off notifications. You kind of need your text notifications on all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I definitely feel that way. That Snapchat's one of those things that is definitely like a fast food. Like you definitely need to kind of have it for quick interactions or people that you don't really want to text, but you want to still talk to them. You know what I mean? It's not nothing
yeah.
too urgent. Like I think text to us and like even phone calling. Like I remember I was telling you about this a couple months ago. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna phone call somebody. Like, bro, we just use this FaceTime. Like no one, like
Yeah,
no one, like
exactly.
nobody
No one
phone
wants
calls,
to.
bro.
No one wants to call people anymore like that for real. It's
It's
weird.
crazy.
It's weird to
Yeah,
our generation at least.
yeah, but like it's
Yeah,
like my dad texts me all the time, but he'll call me like when something's important. It's like people Snapchat me if something's, if they want to talk, and they'll text me if something's important. You know what I mean? Like so it's like a different like weird thing that we have for our own generation, which is
yeah,
weird. Like it's weird. I like never like Snapchat. Like I like it, it's cool, but I was never a fan of like, you and I sitting there for 3 hours and then send a picture of my face to you. You know what I mean? Like that without any type of messaging or anything like that. Like I don't know how that's
yeah.
cool, bro. Or keeping streaks. You remember when people used to like cry over streaks, bro?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy time.
I
Streaks.
lost my
Yeah.
streak.
Facts. Oh
And like,
man.
actually, that's funny. I just thought of that, bro. You remember people would post like their 100, like happy 100 to somebody.
Yeah, we had a 500-day
We
streak and
had
then we lost it.
500, bro.
Crazy.
2018, bro. I was hurt. I was hurt, but I was like, man,
I was very hurt. Yeah, you get over it at the end of the day. That 500
yeah,
streak though, immaculate. Yeah,
immaculate, bro. That was until 2018. That's from 2017, I guess 2018. That's tough, but yeah, bro. Oh man, like social media is dope. I love it. I love Instagram. I'll always use Instagram. I think even past college, I'll probably use it. Snapchat,
yeah,
I
for
don't know if
sure.
that's gonna last, bro. I don't know if Snapchat's
Mm,
gonna last for me.
I don't know if Snapchat's
Um,
gonna last either.
it'll last through college
Oh yeah, for sure.
for sure. But I don't think it's gonna go. Like, I'm not gonna be 23 and
Yeah,
Snapchatting
snapping
somebody.
people.
Like, hell
Nah,
no.
nah, I don't think so. I don't
And
think so.
I think that's just concurrent to our age and our time. Because people that are, I'm sure people that are 25 during this time can still Snapchat. Like, that's cool. But I think the time it's we're that age is gonna be done with. There's gonna be something else.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure,
So
for sure.
like I still have people that Snapchat me that are like 20, 25. So I'm like, it's still like kind of their mode of usage as well. It's like Facebook. Like we don't use Facebook, you know what I mean? And like we
Yeah,
kind of grew out of Facebook. Like I was never really on it, but I know people that were my age that were on it, and then we kind of moved to Instagram, and like now that's our Facebook,
yeah,
quote
pretty
unquote.
much.
But I think Instagram always lasts just because you have like that. It's not to me. It's not as fast foody as Snapchat. Like
Oh no.
you can still be on there, and you can see funny content that's come from Twitter most likely, or TikTok. Um, you still get to talk to your friends on there. You can DM, you can like people's posts, you can meet new people from it. Like Snapchat, I think you're just too bottled in with like a one-on-one message. You know what I mean? Like a DM message.
Yeah, it's
Which
basically
I
like a
don't
whole DM of an app, pretty much.
exactly, exactly.
Uh,
It's like the what's that comment like the message section of Tinder. It's like the one message section, pretty much as an app. All you do is
yeah,
send pictures and stuff, which I don't know. I was never really a fan of.
and I think the
But
cool aspects of Snapchat are like the stories and the private stories, because you can kind
yeah,
of like just keep up with people's life. Like
hmm
my private story is pretty much like a vlog sometimes.
yeah,
So yeah, I think that's like probably the cooler and like the aspect I love the most about Snapchat. Like the whole story things and the group chats are cool too. But
for
yeah, I don't really
sure.
think I'm gonna be using Snapchat that much after college. I don't really think there's gonna be a need for me to use it after college. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
at that point, you have everyone's Instagram at that point, and you can just vibe with Instagram. Instagram and Twitter is probably like I don't really use Twitter, but that may be my second one that I pick up. That or I don't know. I like Visco, bro. Visco is kind of like it's like a dumbed down version of Instagram. I like it. We get
yeah. It's
hated
like a
on
more,
for having
it's like a
one.
more exactly. It's like a more simple version of Instagram where you can just share your content,
Yeah,
like content you
and
that you like, pretty much.
exactly. It's good for people with low self esteem too. Like that probably sounds so bad, but it is. Like you can't. No
Yeah,
one can see your likes. If you're that concerned about it. So if you concerned that people see your likes on Instagram, hop on Visco, bro. Visco
for
plug. You know the
real,
vibes. You know, two
for
black
real.
boys, man. You know the vibes. You know
Yeah,
the
two black
vibes.
boys. Yeah,
You know the vibes. All right. So this is one of the last questions, kind of wrapping it all up. Obviously, thank you for coming. But
yeah, for sure, for sure.
just
Anytime.
before we log off, I always like this is my mission statement, like I said earlier. Conversations beyond what's your favorite color. So I'm gonna ask it now. What's your favorite color, bro?
Oh, what's my favorite color?
Yeah, what's your favorite color, bro?
I mean, obviously, you gotta be blue. Like, it gotta be the blue.
For sure.
Pittsburgh gotta be the blue. Gotta be the blue.
And the book bag's blue too.
Navy blue, blue, any shade of blue. I rock with.
Crazy.
I look good in blue, obviously. So gotta be the blue. It's always been blue for me. So
For sure.
yeah,
Well, we're gonna wrap the
blue's my
one up.
favorite
First
color.
episode of hashtag Talk to Me is done.
For sure.
Thank you, Jamari, for pulling up 410 Mari.
Yeah,
Everyone,
anytime.
check out the tape. One Take Mari, all one word. One Take Mari. By 410 Mari. It's lit. Check it out. My favorite song from there is definitely Upside Down and Where's the Love. So, check those Johns out. Anyway,
Appreciate it.
signing
Appreciate it.
out, boys. Peace out. Hashtag Talk to Me, dog.
Yes, sir.